What's going on YouTube? My name is Rob, also known as Checked Out, and today we're going to be talking about the Jordan 1 High Marina Blues, whether you should be copying or dropping this pair, what I think the resale prediction is going to be, and also I'm going to say where you can cop this one. So if that does sound interesting to you, make sure to stick around because I'm going to be going over all of that in this video. And if you guys are new here, I do make sneaker reselling content, specifically how to cop, whether you should hold or sell, and what my resale predictions are going to be for upcoming sneaker releases. So if you guys are into sneaker reselling, make sure to subscribe as I make these kind of videos for all hyped releases. But without further ado, let's start talking about the Jordan 1 High Marina Blue. So I'm going to put an image up on screen of the shoe, and I personally think this is a really clean colorway. I mean, we have that like deep royal blue mixed with the black, so we have definitely seen this style of a Jordan 1 with the Shadow 2.0s and the Pollen 1s. My question is, why are the prices so low already? I understand that the US is, I believe, the last place to be dropping this pair. Blue Jordan 1s typically do well, and I know this isn't a blue and white Jordan 1, it's a blue and black, but still I feel like this one should be a little bit higher than it is. I'm going to put up market right now. So looking at market on StockX for the men's pairs, we can see that most common sizes from around 8 to 12 are sitting around 220 plus, which is honestly, that's not that good. To be honest, we've seen Jordan Highs a lot higher and we've seen them drop way lower, so I'm not too sure if that's a good sign for this shoe, but I don't think market's going to drop drastically. I do not think we will see a Pollen 1 decrease, but probably similar around there to around 200 to 210 per pair, unfortunately. And of course, I am talking about after the release, like about a week or two after the drop. So if you guys didn't know, typically the best time to sell a shoe is the day of the release. For example, today is the Jordan 5 release day, and we could see that prices went up. I'll pull them up on screen. So here's the market data for the Jordan 5. So yesterday they're sitting around, well, at the end of the day, they closed out around 247. And then today, the last day was at 261. So we saw that it rose a little bit. Here's another example on the Jordan 1 High patent breads. We saw that as we got closer to the release, they dropped in price, but then right around the release day, they shot back up to 450 and then they continued to drop. So that's what we're most likely going to see with the Marina Blues. So regarding aftermarket prices, especially on selling for like StockX, this pair isn't necessarily going to be the best one to go for if your sole goal is to get profit. If you are trying to build FLX accounts and status accounts, then this shoe will work miracles for you because you'll be getting a lot of points and it will likely sell well locally and you'll be able to even profit from it too, but your main goal should be growing the accounts. So whether you should cop or drop this pair, I definitely think it's going to be a cop, but please don't expect, like amazing profits, like $80 to $100 profits, unless you're able to get a pre-sale in for that price. But this should be pretty much a brick around release dates, and brick can mean a few things. Brick could mean no profit, you lose money, or brick could mean below $50 profit. So this is definitely in that brick category, but it's mostly for building your accounts and for selling locally. So now let's talk about the potential that this shoe has, or if it has no potential. So obviously this is a Jordan 1. Jordan 1s are known to be selling, or Jordan 1s are known to have amazing amount of resale value. However, recently, as of this 2021 to 2022 market, we have seen that not all Jordan 1s are going to be profitable. A perfect example of that is the Jordan 1 High McDonald 1s and the Jordan 1 High Bordeaux. These are both okay looking shoes. The Bordeaux ones are honestly a really good looking shoe, but they just don't really have demand. So the sneaker has to have demand besides being a model. So don't think that just because it's a Jordan 1, it's going to be selling for amazing profits, because that's not how it works anymore. So we know that it's a Jordan 1 and Jordan 1 sell. Next, we have to look at the colorway. So this one is a little tough because it does have that deep blue and it's mixed with the black. I feel like if it was mixed with the white, then it would be going absolutely insane, because we've seen colorways like that have done absolute numbers. But it's not. It's mixed with black, and not many people are going to be able to pull that off. But we cannot ignore the fact that it is blue, and blue is one of the most popular colorways. So first, we're going to be looking at other Jordan 1s that have similar color blocking. So the first example, we're going to be looking at the Jordan 1 High Shadow 2.0, and we can see that it's basically identical color blocking, and I imagine that the materials are going to be identical as well. It's just that this one's gray. If we look at current aftermarkets for the Shadow 2.0, we can see that from size 8 to 12, they're ranging from around 300 plus. That's very good considering the shoe retailed for $170. And we know that the Shadow 2.0 was released on May 15th, 2021. Now, if we look at the market history, we can see that from release day to around 3 to even like 3.5 months later, the Shadow 2.0 stayed pretty stagnant for around that 3-month period. And then it saw its first increase to around 260, 270 around 4 months after the release. And it wasn't really until November 2021 when this shoe started to significantly increase to around that 300 plus price point. And then our last sale for the sneaker was $325 on February 9th. So meaning that if you were to hold from release day to now, that would have been a 9-month hold to see it reach that 300 plus price point. Now, I definitely think the Shadow 2.0s are a little bit better than the Marina ones because the Shadows just... They have like a little bit more contrast. Like the gray makes them, it brings out the black and the black brings out the gray. Whereas the Marina ones, they already have that kind of like darkish blue, so it kind of doesn't stand out as much as the 2.0s, which is why this style of color blocking was a success for the 2.0s. However, this color blocking was pretty slept on, I would say, when it came to the Jordan 1 High pollen. Now, the pollens in most sizes are sitting below 200 with size 11 through 12 at 220. However, the most common sizes are below $200. So that is a very, very bad sign. I mean, this shoe had its own problems. The quality was about the same as the 2.0. So the quality on this type of models that we're seeing is honestly not good at all. But regardless, with the yellow, this shoe was not really a fan favorite because just not as many people could wear it. So aftermarket reflected that. So how does this all relate to the Marina Blues? Well, we know that the color blocking has done well and it has done bad when it comes to Jordan 1s. Now, if we look at a completely different shoe with the same colorway, we can look at the Dunk Low Cobalt, which dropped in 2021 around this time last year. So it's been about a year since this sneaker has dropped. And if we look at the market history, even though this is the Dunk, it has that Marina colorway and the black. And we can see that this sneaker was pretty undervalued, sitting at around 160, and then it stayed kind of stagnant until July, and then it saw its increase to around 200, and it wasn't until recently, like end of November, when it skyrocketed up to like around 250. And while the Dunk market is completely different from the ones market, we can see that at least the colorway did well on a Dunk. So what we can conclude from both of those examples is that this shoe definitely has some potential. And even though it is very, very low right now and might even be undervalued right now, we could see a significant rise in the future depending on how the quality is of this pair and depending on how much demand we see. If you guys do end up hitting pairs and decide to hold them, I think it's going to be a pretty long hold, like 8 months before we see some significant increases. But what I definitely do think is this is a Jordan 1, so many people do like Jordan 1s, and it is a blue colorway. So we don't necessarily see too many Jordan 1s that are undervalued that do have a blue colorway. So I think once people kind of realize that, like, oh, wow, like this shoe, you know what? It's not the nicest. It's not no UNC 1, but, it's blue. So at least it's not yellow. And that might start increasing a little bit of the demand for this shoe and could possibly lead to a market increase. So overall, I'm going to rate this hold probably around a 4 to 5 out of 10 because I mean there are sure to be other holds. You can invest in low-key lows and mids that will increase more than this pair in a shorter amount of time. And there are just more safer investments that you could be making. But, if you do have extra capital and you want to take the risk and you believe in this pair, then definitely cop a few pairs and sit on them and, hopefully they increase. But regarding the points and the status in FLX, this shoe is a must cop. You guys need to be growing your accounts, and this shoe is going to be one of the best ones to do it. So definitely do not sleep on growing your accounts with this shoe. It is 100% a cop. But as always, guys, I can't necessarily predict the future. This is just my take on it, and it could go either way. This is just what I have to say. So definitely do your own research and make your own decision for yourself. This is just what I think. So yeah, all in all, guys, this sneaker is definitely an interesting one. It's definitely a pretty cool shoe, so that if you wanted to cop for personal, by all means do so. I could see a lot of people wearing this one. And yeah, I hope you guys have some good luck with this. I honestly forgot to mention the sites that are going to be dropping this, but expect them to be dropping everywhere. Sneakers app, FLX apps like Foot Locker Champs, East Bay, Finish Line JD, exclusive access already went out, but it's set to go live on the 14th. I know the Hibbit raffle is open, so if you guys want to enter on the Hibbit app, you guys can. Check Jimmy Jazz's, Snipes, all that good stuff, guys. Enter as many raffles as you can, as these will be dropping at a lot of stores. But as always, guys, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this style of content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Like I said earlier, I make videos like this all the time about upcoming sneakers, whether you should hold or sell, what my predictions are, and how to cop. And if you guys are looking for a Discord cook group who has all the early information, consider joining mine. The link is in the description below. We've been absolutely cooking recently and had early information for not only the Best Buy GPUs that dropped 2 days ago, but we also did have the early information on the Union Dunks that just dropped. I did manage to get myself a pair, and I will be setting it right up there once those are gone. So that is very cool. Glad to see a lot of W's going out in my group. And of course, we are a paid service. We are $21 a month, which is well worth it. Some groups may be offering $50, $60. I think one even charges $70 a month. So definitely come check us out, guys. We specialize in helping beginner resellers start their reselling business. So if you do want to get into it, we are definitely the group to choose. But with that being said, guys, definitely have a good rest of your day. Good luck on all upcoming releases and have a good one. See you later.